internet, we are reading Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, Vijnana Yoga, the yoga of wisdom or applied knowledge. I remember we still had some question from last time, whether we can worship Krishna in the form of Brahman. Do I remember correctly?
Yes, I also don't recollect exactly.
Yeah, because the
Yeah, like
six,
when I
yeah,
saying worship me, is he referring to the all-pervading Brahman or he's referring to Krishna as in the personal form?
yeah, the last verse of chapter 6 was, and among all yogis, one who worships, serves me with faith and full concentration, dedication, is considered by me as the greatest yogi. So the question was whether we can worship God in as a Brahman or as a form of Krishna or any other form. Now, Brahman is formless, not because it doesn't have a form, but because it's not manifesting the form. Now, what we need to understand about Brahman, it has no beginning and no end. So whatever has no beginning and no end is non-manifested. Because when something becomes manifest, that's a beginning. It may have no end because once the Siddha Deha or the divine form, the Swamsa, Vipinansa are manifested, they never end. But they start, they have a beginning. While God has no beginning in the non-manifested form, it has a beginning in the manifested form. Now, of course, all the avatars have an unlimited power and consciousness. So they're not limited by time, space, and individuality. Duality means individuality, because when we say that individual, it means it's different from something else. Each individual is different from the others. So the individuality, the actual transcendental individuality, is something like the DNA of the spiritual soul. You know, we are each a cell, so to speak, or a molecule in the sum total of all existence. So we have an individual identity, but it is not separate. I don't know if it helps, if it's clear enough.
Yeah, it helps with it.
Good, good.
Uh,
Like the
Maybe we
hand,
need more elaboration.
yeah, like we explained that several times. Like the hand is individual, you know, the hand is not the foot, but the hand is connected to the body, is a part of the body, just like the foot. You know, so any stem cell can develop as a hand, as the foot, or whatever. So Brahman is like that. And Krishna in Gita says it's very difficult for someone who has a body to meditate on the formless. So if we want to worship and serve Brahman, it's going to be very difficult. So what is the instruction of Krishna? We can worship and serve the Brahman, but to do that we have to work for the benefit of all beings. So, sarva bhuteshu, sarva bhutanam. We have to work for the benefit of all beings. That is the way to worship and serve the God in the formless manifestation of Brahman, because Brahman is everywhere. So we have to worship everything, all living beings, all atoms. We have to work for the benefit of the entire universe. Now, when Vishnu manifests, because Narayana Paro Avyaktat. Narayana is supreme because he's non-manifested. Now, when Vishnu, Narayana, manifests as the first of the three Purusha avatars and becomes Mahavishnu, manifests as Mahavishnu, then he also manifests as many avatars. Now, the best of the avatars, according to Adi Shankar, are Krishna and Rama and Krishna, because these forms of God are totally God, Swamsa. Okay, they're 100% God. You can say their power is 100%. So and they what to say? They're very compassionate. They're very merciful. So they allow the living entities to connect easily with God through bhakti. It is usually more difficult to establish a bhakti relationship with, Varaha, Vamana, the other Vishnu avatars, because they don't have the same rasa. They're still Lila avatar, but they don't have the same rasa. So Rama affords the devotees a lot of choice for rasa, and Krishna even allows a greater choice of rasa. This is why in the Mahabharata it is said that 1,000 names of Vishnu make one name of Ram, and 3 names of Ram make one name of Krishna, because Krishna is the most intimate form of God that is most willing to reciprocate in the sentiment of bhakti. So, of course, it's best to connect with Krishna. Does that answer your question?
So yeah, it is good to worship Krishna in his form, but what about Brahman? Like, if somebody is worshipping like all-pervading Brahman through, as you said, to for the benefit of society and serving everyone.
Yeah.
So if somebody is doing that, so when Krishna says worship me, is that person also becomes part of this, that he is also worshipping Krishna?
Yeah.
Can we say that?
Yeah, but as even if someone is worshipping the devas, Indra, Varuna, they're also worshipping God, but without the proper knowledge. So if you're worshipping Brahman by serving all beings in the universal community, you're still worshipping Krishna, but there is some knowledge, some consciousness, some awareness missing. And you're not getting...
If somebody is aware that Brahman is all pervading and serving in that way, that...
Yeah. Yeah, but you don't get the same...
The Brahman is all pervading and I am serving him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting... If you worship the Brahman in this way, you're not getting the same reciprocation that you get with Krishna.
Yeah.
You're not getting the same emotions, the same happiness, the same rasa that you're getting with Krishna. Because the Brahman is basically Santa rasa only. You know, when you find more developed rasa, you know, you can get into dasya, into sakya, vatsalya, and madhurya. Now, with Ram, you can only get up to vatsalya. But with Krishna, you can actually enter into madhurya. And we know that madhurya rasa is the most powerful. And Krishna reciprocates much more clearly. You know, when you are just serving all the beings, not only the living ones, you have to serve all the beings, you know, by seeing them in Brahman and Brahman in them. You're not getting so much emotion there. You know, you're not getting so much happiness. But when you are in a direct personal relationship with a more intense manifestation, you know, Brahman is not reciprocating much. Paramatma is reciprocating a little bit more, but Bhagavan is reciprocating a lot. And Krishna is the origin of the Brahman. Brahmano hi pratishtaham. You know, is the foundation of Brahman. So why should someone worship the Brahman? You know, of course, even when you worship Krishna, you are still expected to work for the benefit of the universal community. But you are getting so much more happiness, so much more emotion, so much more taste and rasa and reciprocation when you are in a direct personal relationship with Krishna. Is that clearer?
Yeah, clear now.
Okay. Any more elaboration on this?
No,
Okay.
we are good.
So we go back to chapter 7. The yoga of Vishnu wisdom or applied knowledge, jnana and vijnana. Jnana is the theory, and vijnana is the application of the theory. So it's more useful. Jnana by itself is not sufficient. Okay, then let's go to verse 1. The Lord said, "Now listen, O Partha, how by getting the mind to develop attachment for me through the practice of yoga and taking shelter in me, you will be able to know me completely and without any doubt." Okay. Is it still not? Okay. Let's see. Oh no. Let's see. 100. We cannot change. Okay, no problem. Let's go on. Verse 2. Jnanam teham savijnanam idam. Okay, translation. I will tell you in detail that jnana and vijnana, knowing which nothing remains still to be known. Okay. Among thousands of human beings, one may strive for perfection. And among all those who have achieved such perfection, one may actually come to know me. So, what is this siddha? What is the siddhi? What is the perfection that Krishna is talking about? The perfection that Krishna is talking about, the siddhi, in this verse, is liberation. is overcoming the illusion of ahankara and mamatva. So, this is the realization of Brahman. Among all those who have achieved this perfection, this siddha, the siddhi, one may actually come to know me. So it's very difficult to actually know Bhagavan. There are lots of people who think they are devotees of Krishna. But they're not, unfortunately. They are, devoted to their own mental projection they call Krishna. They don't really know Krishna because they still, they're still, not on the level of Brahman realization. They still believe they are the body. They still are totally under the delusional material identification for themselves and for others. The ahankara mamata. So, as long as someone is still in the concept of bodily identification, they are not even on the level of perfection. So how can they actually know Krishna? It's not happening. Unfortunately, it's not happening. Okay, verse 4. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and material identification. All these are the 8 different forms of my Prakriti. So this is all material nature, material elements. Okay. Bhumi, Rapo, Nalo, Analo, Vayu. Kam, Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara. So, and we have 5. O mighty Arjuna Arjuna, know that besides this lower Prakriti there is also another, the living beings by which the universe is upheld. So the Jiva Shakti, Tatastha Shakti is still a Shakti, still a Prakriti, but it is a higher, the marginal Prakriti. There are 3 Prakritis, 3 Shaktis. One is the Apara Prakriti, which is material nature. One is the Tatastha Prakriti, the Jiva Prakriti, that is the living beings. And then there is the Para Prakriti, which is the spiritual nature, the spiritual Shakti. The Para Prakriti is Durga, Narayani, Yogamaya, Para Prakriti. And the Apara Prakriti is the same Prakriti but acting on the material level, so she's called Mahamaya. So I think this is clear. Any question about that?
No. Yeah.
Okay. 6. Know that all the things, the beings, come from these 2 matrices. Thus I am the origin of the creation and the destruction of the entire universe. So, these 2 Prakritis are the material and the spiritual. The spiritual Prakriti manifests also as the Jivas. Okay. So, the origin of the creation and the destruction of the entire universe is a Prakriti. Okay. 7. O Dhananjaya, Arjuna, there is absolutely nothing superior to me. Everything rests on me like pearls are strung on a thread. This is a very famous verse. What is the me? What is the me? It is a Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. It's one tattva only. Okay. here we have a lot of stuff in the commentaries. So maybe, if you want to go through the commentaries, you can find something interesting. 8. O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the radiance of the moon and the sun. I am the Pranava Ankara in all the Vedas. I am sound in space and capability in human beings. So, this here we have the beginning of a quite rather long elaboration that Krishna is explaining to Arjuna on how to meditate on God. Because we need to first realize Brahman. Now, many people think that they can directly go to meditate on the intimate Leela of Radha Krishna. And they don't need to learn anything else. They don't need to meditate on anything else. But this is not a fact. The meditation on the intimate Leelas of Radha Krishna can come only after we have realized that we are not the material body. Because if we don't understand that if we don't realize that we are not the material body, we will not understand that Krishna is not a material body. If we don't understand that Radha Krishna are not material bodies, we are going to become very offensive. Our ego is going to expand, and we are going down the sewer. So this is why Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is now starting to explain how we can see God. Now, I believe it's quite a long series of verses. So maybe we can start from here from next time.
Yeah.
And tell.
No, nothing.
No,
Like these verses also
yes.
further clarifies, I think, like the concept of Brahman. Sometimes we only limit it to the living entities, that okay, everybody is Brahman, but here, like every aspect of whatever you see,
Yes.
radiance and everything is Brahman.
Exactly. Because it's not just everyone, but also everything. When you say omnipresence, many people have problems in understanding what is the meaning of omnipresence. But still, Krishna is showing us not only that God is omnipresent, but is the essence of everything. The dharma of everything, the very foundation of existence. So, for example, rasoham, apsu, the taste of water. If you haven't been thirsty and you haven't, found very good water, you know what that means. You want to drink until you drown because the taste is so good. Taste is so sweet, but not sweet, unhealthy sweet. It's so fresh, so pure, so clean. I had this experience, believe it or not, in Jamuna, there in Vrindavan, when I visited Vrindavan in 1984, that was the water. Rasa from Apsu. Prabha. Prabha is the radiance, the light. Prabhasmi, I am the light. Sasi Suryayo, of the moon and the sun. Pranava, Sarva Vedeshu. Now, this is difficult to understand because in all the Vedas, you don't find the Pranava, Omkara, as separated, so frequently. But the Pranava Omkara is the primordial sound, is the primordial Shabda Brahman. Without the Om, no other sound can exist. It's a sum total of sound. It's the foundation and origin of sound. And like this, Pranava Sarva Vedeshu, Sabda Ke, the sound in space. It's difficult to understand what is the meaning, why God is sound in space. Because space is created by sound. Sound, the Pranava Ankara, is the origin of creation, is the origin of energy. And all the material creation is a development of energy. It's a condensed energy. Matter is condensed energy. So the first element, the first material element is space. The first material element is created by sound. Shabda. Okay. Paurusham Nirishu. The capability in human beings is also interesting because Paurusham means the ability, the potency of human beings. Capability is difficult to translate. Paurusham is more than capability. Is what makes man, man. So it's not just that Brahman is in everything, but is the sum total of everything, the essence of everything. It's this is why this meditation that Krishna is offering to us in the 7th chapter is so beautiful, so interesting, because it helps us to understand how we are supposed to meditate on God. And it goes on. I am the good smell in earth. I am the heat in fire. I am life in all beings. And I am austerity in ascetics. Punya Gandha. Punya is better than good or pure. It's original, attractive, pure, good, auspicious, that gives merit, that gives fertility, generates all sorts of good things. Gandha is the smell. Prithviam, the land, the earth, not just the soil. Prithvi means the earth in general. So you go in some, natural place that is still pure, is still not polluted, and you can smell the land is beautiful. It's a smell of not only the earth, the soil, but also the plants and everything else. The water and the minerals and everything. So this is the essence of the land. It's interesting because sometimes, when you change a place, when you move to another place, you notice, the first thing you notice is the smell. The smell is different. The smell in your house, you get used to it, but it's different from the smell in someone else's house. And it's different from the smell of outside the house. Another city is going to smell different. Another country or continent is going to smell different. So the smell, the good smell, may be different, but still it's good smell. It's the essence of the place, of the earth. I don't know if I'm able to explain the purpose of this series of verses.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, should we continue or we continue next time?
Yeah, I think we can continue next time.
Okay.
Can
Thank you. So this is verse 9.